Yes.
Hey guys.
Yeah. I was like, do we hear some sound?
Morning, everyone.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Hello.
So we are just waiting in the last people. So people are signing up as we go. So we'll just give them a couple of minutes before we start the webinar.
Yes.
Oh, and I always like it if you have a camera, then please switch it on. It's always nice to see who is in the meeting.
Good point there, Jill.
Yeah.
To see the reactions.
To see their interaction, like,
yeah,
are they, like it or?
Oh, at least there we have Anne Sigrid. Good to see you, Anne Sigrid. How are you?
I see Liselott.
Good morning, everybody. I'm fine. And you?
Great.
Little bit sunshine back here. I hope it's okay.
Yes, it looks like the weather is better in Trøndelag than it's in Oslo, at least.
Always.
Hello, Frida.
And I can see Anne as well. Are you ready for FIBO, Anne? You're on mute, but I can see you talk.
Sorry. Yeah,
There you
I'm
are.
ready. Yes.
You're ready?
Always
Great.
ready for people. Of course.
That is good. So
Any more people coming in still?
I see that we have 44, Andreas. So
we are complete.
Yes, we are complete. So I think we can start.
All right. So let's start, people. I would like to say hello. We have gathered this morning, and I am very happy to have everybody here. My name is Andreas, and I am the Biocircuit Manager in the Nordics. And I will be your host and moderator for this session today. So thank you all for taking the time to join us. The purpose of this webinar is to share how clubs can successfully implement and scale a biocircuit concept, and more specifically, how we are working with our complete circuit solution, as we call it CCS in the Nordic market. So the timing of this webinar is very relevant because today, and it has been so for a long time, maybe also, many clubs today are facing a very price-driven market where differentiation is becoming more and more difficult. At the same time, operators are looking for solutions that can scale efficiently without increasing operational complexity. So saying that, Biocircuit has proven, we have proven with Biocircuit that it is a strong answer to these challenges, both globally and also here in the Nordics. But successful implementations require structure, positioning, and the right operational model. So today, we want to share both the global vision behind the concept, as well as the practical experiences from the Nordic market. So, and I also want to add that this webinar is also a part of something we plan to do regularly, once or twice a year. And the purpose is also always to share updates, market insights, and the real, of course, real operator experiences. So let me quickly go through the agenda for today and also present our guests. The agenda for today, first of all, we're going to hear a speech from Filippo Montanari, and he is the Global Biocircuit Manager. and he will share the global vision and product development roadmap for BioCircuit. And after that, we will move into the Nordic perspective, where, of course, Jill and I will explain how we have structured the complete circuit solution, CCS. And finally, we will hear directly from a club that has implemented the concept Sport Askim with Oystein here today too. Very welcome. We want to share their experience, of course, results and key learnings. And for you all, I want to remind you that at the end of this session, we will have a question and answer session. So meanwhile, you get some questions, just write them in the chat, and we will end up with the live Q&A session. So the first chapter of this session will be with our guest from Technogym, Filippo Montanari, and he's deeply involved with the global strategy and product development behind BioCircuit. And today he will give us a look into the future of the concept and, of course, the role it will play in the evolution of fitness clubs worldwide. So, molto bene. I will say the floor is yours, Filippo.
So thank you very much. I'll take control, Andreas.
Yes.
Okay, so thank you very much for being here. I'm very honored to talk to you 15 minutes. Of course, you are a very wide public, so forgive me if I'm saying something that you, of course, are already experiencing, but I try to cover different concepts that works for everyone. I see also familiar faces, so I know where you stand and how you use the product, so it might be something that you know already. I will start really 2 minutes talking about a general trend, because that's important also to contextualize also the BioCircuit, and then I will try to give you a very brief overview about what we have been working on and what we are working on right now on the product itself. So let's start. So generally speaking, when I talk to you to customers globally, we always talk about retention. The issue with retention. Retention is a problem, but in reality, especially when you talk about BioCircuit, there is another important aspect, which is attraction. We have a problem with retention. People get lost and they quit the club, but we have also a huge problem with attraction. We have a huge percentage of people worldwide that we never attract and they never enter a club. And generally speaking, the main trend that we are seeing globally is this shift. This we call it a new era. The market also call it a new era. So we are moving from fitness and wellness to what in Technogym we call healthness. And practically speaking, in the club, what you see, it's a passage. It's moving from a traditional open gym to what normally it's called health social club, health boutique, everything that is related to social and to health. So health in the sense of, here you see just one example, but everything related to health, longevity, spaces dedicated to recovery, spaces dedicated to improve an overall health, and social, spaces dedicated to improve the socialization aspects of the club. So that's really an evolution. The health social club integrates and incorporates also the traditional open gym, but it becomes much more. And that has an impact, of course, on the retention and on the attraction of a new public. So just to explain you very briefly, this moving from wellness to healthness, I'm going to show you a quick video, because that's explained very well the vision of Technogym as a company, but also BioCircuit as a product. If the company moves in one direction, of course, the product try to move in the same direction to be relevant and a good tool to deliver the full vision. if I can move on. So really, in a nutshell, what's healthness? You know, it's very simple, the concept. So exercise, of course, is not an obligation, but it's a preventive medicine. Okay, so we're shifting from something that is reactive to preventive, and this preventive medicine is indeed exercise. So we strongly believe in that. And you know, the way we are gonna realize this vision is through products like BioCircuit, like BioStrength. I mean, if we talk about healthness and we need to connect a line, and a line of product is BioCircuit. Okay, data-driven approach and precise training. Why it's connected a little bit to what I was saying before, because you know, this new era, new vision, you know, is gonna attract into your club very different people. So people that was quitting today, or that has never entered into your club. Okay, so those are the general people, you know, professionists, parents, you know, people with issue with their weight, senior, you know, all those kind of people that represent the 60% of the population. So the large majority of the people, while today we are stuck in the 20%, you know, and they are growing, so growing to 20% rate. What we call also, you know, balance and reluctance. Okay, so don't think about today, what you have today, but think about what is coming into your club. You know, there are those people that are indeed are balanced, so cardio lover, pin lover, 35, 45 years old, and most importantly, there is this 40% that are reluctant. So not interest, you know, high barriers to entry, hard to convince, hard to get, you know, committed into the training. So we need to be ready. That's the message. We need to be ready, and what are their needs, you know, and what your club needs to fulfill is the fact that you need to provide a very customized training recommendation, that it's precise, so it cannot be based on anything else than number. You need to provide access to fitness, but also health data. So you need to have overall an overview of the people. You need to be able to track, you know, indoor and outdoor training, and provide an overview of what they're doing inside and outside the club. You need to work on insights that you collect while they're training, during the assessment, and work on those insights to create something customized. You need to create strong training community, which is a very important aspect for those people that are not used to train, to stick and to be retained into the club. Of course, last but not least, time efficient. So those people that don't love training, that needs to train in some way, they don't want to spend 60 minutes into the club, 2 hours into the club. So something time efficient, of course, it's much more impactful. The solution, of course, is BioCircuit. Why? You know, most of you know it because you have it already, but it's a solution that it's very time efficient, 30 minutes, full training, workout, cardio, and strength. It's very goal specific, so you are able to really personalize and customize the training. It's scientific based, because behind the program, of course, there is always a science and a research that we have conducted to deliver the best personal training, and it's hyper personalized because I have a level of personalization that is not reachable with other products or with other lines. Here it's a brief example of an actual installation, and how you can see how it runs and the community that they have created very, very briefly. So it's really a circuit, you know, when you just need to log in. Imagine it a very simple experience where you just need to log in once, relax, work out in a given time, equipment that adapts automatically, guided experience from one station to the other. You never wait. That's really the essence of the BioCircuit, as you know it. Let me skip this one. I will take it later. So what we're working on, because here was a general introduction, of course, you know, the new needs, the new target, what's BioCircuit in a nutshell, but I think most of you, you know, are interested in what we're working on. You know, in the last 6 months in particular, and we will keep working, it's about, you know, making the product ready for the healthness era. So being able to go, you know, over simple fitness, but also more into the health, heart rate tracking, heart rate monitoring, heart rate managing. But also, we're working on everything that is related to automation and reliability. If we're able to automate and to make the products, reliable to work 24/7, at the end of the sorry guys, I need to mute someone. Let me see. If we are able to really make it automatic and reliable, we are able then to increase your bottom line. So increase, the retention of your people, the revenue, the customer experience. So that's really the goal. We have introduced new things and we are keep working on it. So recently we have introduced a new, what we call workout calibration, and you see the impact that has had in the market. We have refreshed all the user experience. So user experience for us, it's customer experience, and it's also how simple is the product to be used by a trainer, by the users, in an autonomous way. And of course, we're working a lot and more with AI, to automate process and to gather and collect more information about people and use those information to really personalize the training. More in details, the impact that has had already those new things that we introduced in the product. We were able to reduce drastically the onboarding time, which is important, especially when you have a lot of people that you want to onboard into the circuit. We were able to increase the number of people onboarded into the circuit, and we increase also the uptime for the circuit itself. It means in other words, you can onboard people quicker, you can onboard more people, and the circuit can run more, meaning I can address and solve the issue for more people. So that's at the end of the story, it's business impact. Little bit more in details for the one that have not experienced it yet. So we passed from a traditional setup and onboarding with 3 steps and general test to what we call the calibration workout. The calibration workout is a sort of workout and calibration together, meaning I don't need anymore a trainer to stay with the customers and follow them up in all the stations, but I can quickly explain the first 1-2 stations and then leave the customer alone. And this calibration workout works in sync with all the others. And I don't have anymore the problem of people having to skip stations and move, from one to the next one because it was busy for a setup. So that's has a huge impact in terms of starting up, the business, starting up the area, starting up the biocircuit, and better customer experience overall. As I said, we are using more and more AI. So the AI, it's in some way inside the biocircuit because the way we manage the flow, as you know, so that's controlled by an AI that automatically adapts the circuit of people according to how busy the circuit is. But we're also using it more and more, starting from personal data in order to adapt the training so that it's more precise and more personalized. Just an example, the speed, it's not anymore a default value that we assign to people. We start from the actual value of this person. How much train is it? What's his VO2 value? What's his age? What's his gender? What's the program that is selected? And based on those data, we elaborate the best speed and incline for a treadmill, the best power for a bike. Nothing is any more generic. Everything is more and more personalized based on the data that we know of the person. And the next step will be even more automatic, coming from, for example, a checkup. So the checkup provides us information about the person strength, the person cardio, the person body composition, the person body measurements. And from there, basically, we have 100% information to let the person start immediately the training without even calibrating the circuit. So that's really what we're working on. We're providing more and more the possibility to create also your custom program. That one of the limits with the circuit, is that we provide 5 programs, and after a couple of months, people, can get bored because there is not enough variety. So our decision was really to give, full control to you on the circuit and the possibility to create infinite custom different programs, according to the needs, according to the experience of your members. You will be able, and you have the power to create different levels of program, different level of personalization, so that your people can select a different program. We have worked also on the possibility that when people change the program, nothing changed for them, let me say. So if they've gone through a progress, so like a manual variation of the load, the manual variation of the parameter, we save everything, and even if they change program, we maintain this level that they've reached, so they can always progress without losing any single workout. Also, the new BioCircuit gives a lot of freedom to trainers and users. One example is the fact that now users, according to their needs, according to their issues, on a daily session, they can include equipment very, very easily. In the past was much more complicated to do so. So much more control to users and operator to change programs also daily if they want, but also change the configuration of the circuit if they want. We introduced a new cardio. So recently we made the screen of the cardio larger so that the customer experience is better. But most importantly for me, we introduced a little bit of variety. So training profile, so that people don't train on the cardio flat 3 minutes 15, but gets a variation according to the product. It can be more or less powered, but a variation so that everything changes dynamically. The tech management coach is also something we're working on more and more to guide users, from one station to the other, but also to guide users through the training. Already now it provides some messages, and it will provide more and more messages related to the single user, the status of the single user and the training of the single user. Something that, sometimes we don't give the right importance to, it's, this secondary screen. Also there we work a lot on the products to make it easier for people to understand, where they are on the circuits, to be guided, to manage queue. That's a very, very important feature of the products. In my opinion, a perfect installation should always have a secondary screen, because that helps people a lot moving through the circuit and be guided on the circuit. Last but not least, for you as an operator, what we call the easy and the tranquility of using the product. Now the BioCircuit works every time, even if it's offline. So, when it goes offline, we have implemented the system so that the circuit is able to work in any case without losing any workouts. So that's very, very important, because, as you know, it relies dramatically on the network now, even offline working. And the BioCircuit analyzer is what we call this new feature. We are able basically to see live and also back in time how the circuit works and what happened in the circuit, so that we're able every time to see exactly where people were moving, where were the parameters, and in case of a problem, go directly into the problem, replicate the problem, and solve the issue very, very quickly. So we reduced downtime almost 50% with this new feature, thanks to the analyzer. So as you can see, we're working a lot on, of course, AI, but AI in a certain way used for automation and personalization. And we're working a lot on reliability of the circuit, so that you have a solution that works constantly, never stop, and you're able really to run business continuously. So personalization, convenience, cost efficiency, at the end of the story, impacts on attracting those new people and really retain those new people with the superior customer experience. That's really, in a nutshell, what we are developing and what we're working on the BioCircuit. I hope it was, 15 minutes is not enough to give you an overview roadmap, but I hope you get some insights. And now I leave back the stage to Andreas and Jill.
Thank you, Filippo, for sharing those. Thank you a lot. And I bet we have some questions, but if you have any questions, like I said before, you write them down and we can handle them in the Q&A session later on. Thank you for those insights on the global perspective. While the global vision is extremely exciting, we also know that the success of any concept ultimately depends on how it is implemented inside the clubs. That's why we dive into next session, and that's exactly where the complete circuit solution comes in. We in the Nordic market, we quickly realized that clubs needed more than just equipment. They needed a clear structure for positioning, launching, and operating the concept successfully. So in the next section, Jill and I will walk you through how CCS was developed and how it supports clubs step by step through the entire journey. First, before I let you in, Jill, I just want to briefly explain what complete circuit solution actually is. Complete circuit solution is essentially a structured framework that supports clubs from the first conversation about biocircuit all the way through launch and long-term operation. It combines strategy, positioning, marketing support, operational setup, and of course member journey design into one structured model. And how's that? Because what we learned early is that technology alone doesn't guarantee success. So the real success comes when the concept is integrated into club's business model, member journey, and staff routines. So that is exactly what complete circuit solution is designed to support. And with that, I would like to introduce Jill, and Jill is our partner, and she will explain the role of gainers and how we built this structured approach together. So Jill, the stage is yours if you want to come in. Welcome.
Yes, of course. Thank you. Thank you for the introduction. First of all, you already explained, but my name is Jill. I'm the founder of Gainers, partner of Technogym, and the role of Gainers in the complete circuit solution is to help clubs translate the concepts into the daily operations. We support the clubs with the structure around the biocircuit, so around the concepts, and this includes, as you already said, like the member journey, the digital ecosystem, the team training, but most important also the commercial positioning inside the club. Our goal is then also to make your club like successful with the biocircuit and to make sure that the biocircuit does not just launch successfully, but also performs as a strong business model over time.
Great. Thank you, Jill. It's always valuable to talk about strategy and frameworks, but today what is even more interesting to hear directly, because we have a club here and an example success story that has actually gone through this whole journey. And that is why we are very happy to have Sporty Askim with us today. It was one of the first clubs to implement CCS in the Nordics. And I hope they will share their experience, their challenges, and also what surprised them the most during the process. So Jill, again, I will hand it over to you to present this success story.
Yes, I will take control.
Yep.
Yes, perfect. Before we are going to ask some questions, on this slide you can actually see a photo of Øystein, Lena, Ronnie from Technogym, and myself. This was during the launch of the biocircuits on the launch day. Øystein and Lena, they are actually the owners of Sporty Askim, but they also have been the driving force behind bringing the biocircuit into their club. Later we will take a look also at their results and the data from Sporty Askim. But before we go into the numbers, I really would like to explain the timeline of the project and how we implemented the complete circuit solution inside their existing club. Nice to know it's an existing facility. Because the success of the biocircuit is not only about the equipment. We really believe that it's about how you introduce it, of course, how you structure it, and how you position it inside your club. Before we go into the process, I would like to show you a short video of the lounge at Sporty Askim. This gives you maybe a feeling of the atmosphere in the facility and how the concept was introduced to the members. For us, the lounge is actually a very important moment because it creates excitement, curiosity, and energy around the concepts. I always believe the return of experience. So this will also make sure that the concept will be a success. But what you see here is actually the results of several weeks of preparation behind the scenes. So after this video, I will walk you through the timeline that led to this launch. Great. As you see, it's not only the biocircuit that we implemented in the complete circuit solution, it is also the checkup. So the checkup and the biocircuit came together. As you see here, we have a short timeline over the 12-week implementation process. The weeks before a launch are extremely important. Why? It's because we are building the structure, and the most important thing to understand is that we always take a look at the club, the team structure, and the members, and we design like the concept how it will be introduced inside the facility. That means that we're working on 4 things at the same time. We're working at the sales to manage it around the biocircuit, the team, who is going to work with it. Do you have staff or don't you have staff? It's the marketing around the biocircuit that is split in several segments. And also the My Wellness ecosystem we will be integrated the facility into the My Wellness ecosystem. So we built a structure around the concept. Because biocircuit should not just appear in the gym floor as new equipment. It needs to have like a clear story, a clear process, and a clear member journey. But it also does not stop only at the launch, because we're building the 6 weeks before we're building it to the launch. But actually the launch is just the beginning, because after the opening, then the focus will shift to the performance. And the biocircuit needs to perform as a business model inside the club. If that structure is missing, it can easily become just like another training zone in your facility, and members will recognize it as equipment. So we need to make sure that we build a structure around that part. But when structure is in place, as in Sporty Askim, and it becomes a strong concept that attracts members, new members, and it will drive results. Now the best part of the webinar, actually. Andreas, you can take over.
Yes.
Because we are going to tell something or ask.
Yes. So here we have a club, and I have some questions, but first we're going to look at the outcome of the club today. And of course, Sporty Askim on the biocircuit implementation. Askim is a small place with 15,000 inhabitants. And we did the biocircuit launch in September 2025 on the 2025. And today it has more than 350 plus active users. And it was 65% new members to the club. So that's the numbers today. Totally, it was a plus 21% revenue increase versus previous year. And that's one of my common questions to Øystein when we're going to let him in. Yes. And the ad of the membership was a 20 euro per month, and the 80 buyout 179 euro per member. So that's the data we have today. But please, I want to let you in, Øystein, and ask some questions. If that's okay with you?
Yes, of course.
Yeah. Welcome to the webinar, Øystein. It's good to have
Thank
you here. My first question to you, if you can explain, why did Sporty Askim choose circuit solution, complete circuit solution, as a solution to your facility?
That's a bit funny because I was thinking about it while you were telling about it, because when we signed up for it, I think we actually didn't really know what it was about. And we have been at the Technogym a couple of times, and we heard about the member journey, and actually we had some of the solutions at the gym for many years ago, but we haven't been using it, or at least not the way we should. But now when we was going to buy this quite expensive equipment, at least for us, we had to succeed with it. And then Ronny said to us that now we have a good solution that you should try. And then we said yes, because when we want to go in with such a lot of money for us, then we need to succeed, and we need to do it all the way. So as we had the first meeting, and after 2-3 meetings after, then I realized that this was the right thing for us, because we didn't set up the member journey. Jill was taking care of that, and we can come with input because we know the clubs, the members, and make it fit to our facility. But we didn't need to do all the work and to make it work, because that's really important. So for us, we choose this because we need to succeed with this. And when it first was set up, then it has been running very, very good after. So yeah.
Great. Could you point out any initial like challenges that the club had before you decided to go for the complete circuit solutions? Any challenge?
Maybe to understand the importance of it. Maybe I was taking a bit light of it on it in the beginning, but then I saw that this is actually going to be really great. And if you do it good before the launching and you roll it out, then the system is working by itself after. So that's really important here, to put in some time before you launch it, and because it's not just new equipment that we like to buy and I like to try out and like to use, but for the members, and especially for the new members that you can reach with this equipment, then it's really important the setup behind it. So the member journey actually worked, and for us it has been a big success, especially for members that we haven't been able to reach before, or people that are dropping out after 2 months because we haven't been good enough to taking care of them. With this system, people are coming out, oh, this is what I've been waiting for, and this is the perfect solution for me. So
yeah, maybe
because
if I can, sorry,
they feel they've been taken care of all the way.
Yes. And I think maybe a nice add-on is that if you launch like a new format or like new equipment, it always comes with like more work. We want more members, we want like new equipment, but everything is coming with more work. And I think like the game changer is also that the system is actually a tool that helps us to work like smarter and not harder. And if we build structure around that before the opening and how we are going to implement it, that's how we did it, then you will see the results also over time.
Yeah.
Jill,
Thank
can you explain what buyout is for the
Yeah,
ones
Yes.
who doesn't know that?
Yes. What we always do is take a look at the membership structure because, as Øystein said, it's a huge investment, of course. So we want to make it perform as a business model. To create like curiosity in the first period, we need members that are already signing up before there is a launch. Because as I mentioned in my previous slides, experience is actually selling. So if there's nobody at your launch date, then it's not going to sell to members. They're not getting curious. So we are going to award like the members that are already doing like do the sign up before the launch to make sure like, hey, we have like we have an offer for you, and the buyout is actually you can sign up for 179 euros, and then as long as you are a member, you can use the biocircuits. The best part of this is that you also have already like if you have 80 persons that pay like 179 euros, you have the amount that you can use also for creating a nice area in the gym, etc. And then we have this 80 persons we also going to use to write testimonials, etc. So the community inside the facility is a really important target group in the beginning.
Great, thank you.
Yes.
And one more question for Øystein. Actually, I got two, but during this implementation, did you get any, I mean, you had an expectation about the outcome, but did you receive any surprise about the outcome? Okay, we thought we wanted to come here, but this was a surprise for us. Maybe it's a hard question, but maybe you can answer it, Øystein.
No, we had a goal to have 220 paying users after 6 months. That was the goal. But and I saw the video from the opening day. That was quite crazy. And Jill was there. I was really happy for that because it went a lot better than we expected. But also the weeks after was the same as that day. So it was quite intense. And we reached the 220 quite fast, and then we had quite a lot of a group to work with, and we had to slow down the marketing so we could brief and have a Christmas time without too much work. And now we have some marketing at it, but not in the same way. And we are about adding 10 people each week, and that's a good number to work with. So it's been growing a lot faster than we thought, but we put quite a lot of effort in it from the start, and especially when it was rolling, we just thought, okay, we need to let it roll at least for a couple of months, and then we had to riff. But so it has been it went a lot faster than we thought, and that was nice for us. But it was even if it said that implementation is going with a new member is going quite fast, we set up some time for each new member, so it get a good so they can use the system by themselves quite a lot, to take a retest, to take change the programs. They learn it when they start, so it's quite easy for us after they have been signed into the biocircuit, and then it can just roll by himself. And that's also the thing, that the dropout is really low. So but it's not, like we said, it's not for everyone, but a lot of people it's perfect. So I think we have 7 or 8 people that has been dropping off since last 6 months. So that's really low for us. And I can also say that Askim is quite small town. It's not a high-end place in Norway, and we have 7 clubs in Askim, fitness clubs. So and before people were talking about, oh, it's 20 more crowns to start at your facility than other. But after we got the BioCircuit, they want to come to us because we have that, and they're paying like 729 crowns a month because we have a 200 crowns in add-on, or 20 euro. So and we haven't had any offer without 81st people that we had a buyout. But after that, it's for every member that wants to start is 20 euros. So, and it works.
That's a good number, and I really appreciate for sharing that you share this information with us. And I mean, there's a lot of key learnings above all, but is it any other key learnings that you like to add from that you bring with you from this project afterwards?
Picking good stuff that is going to work with it, so they can stay on it. The system is good, so you can change version and take over other customers. But if you pick a good stuff from the start, it's a lot easier. So
Yes.
And it can be quite busy, so prepare for that. And the revenue, like it says here, is I checked the numbers for January, and that was 25% better. So it's growing every month. So it brings in quite a lot of money for our facility, and yeah, we are happy for that, because this is a kind of made a change for us. So
Good, and we are happy.
Position in the market in Askim, and yeah, so.
And we are happy for you. Thank you, Øystein. And I will open up the end of this session because the time is ticking. I also would like to talk more, but I will open up for the live Q&A if you have any questions. I mean, if you have more questions to Øystein, feel free to write them in the chat, and we will try to answer as many as possible. And while the questions are coming in, I would like to start a question we often receive from operators. And this question can go out to Jill, or maybe Jill, I would say. What is the biggest mistake clubs make when launching a BioCircuit? I mean, let's start with that question.
Very good question. I think they underestimate the period before just launch, or the second mistake that they see is like it's a launch and then it's over. So you need to think about, like, after the launch, what are you going to do, and make a target for the BioCircuit members, so that constantly pay attention to it. And maybe the last one is about the staff. Like, if you are going to introduce a project, a format as BioCircuit in your facility, we see a lack of communication to the staff. So it will be introduced, but those are like the most important pioneers in your facility, because they are going to sell it into the members. So make sure your story is completed, translated to the staff. Let them, be like a promoter of the formats, and make them very important.
Okay. Thank you for a good answer. Unfortunately, the time is running, so we have to come back where there's one more question. Yes, we have to round up here. Just one fast question I see here. How long does it realistically take to see return on investment of the complete circuit solution? We have a question
in the chat for Filippo from Zealand. For the machines now work offline too. Is that automatically updated to the BioCircuit from now?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so that's indeed a software update, so it will be automatically update. And there is a new offline modality. So when the circuit and the kiosk goes offline, it's able to keep running. No new onboarding, but keep running with existing members.
And that is live now, Filippo.
That is already live, yes.
Yes.
Of course, we can check the single specific case, but yeah, it's live already working.
Good. Thank you, Sirian. That's a good question. Any more questions? Or maybe if you have questions, you can reach out after the meeting. Feel welcome with any questions. Maybe we could come up with new questions. Otherwise, I would like to thank you all for joining this meeting today, and also stay tuned, because we are doing this once or twice a year. So stay tuned for future sessions. And we hope this session has given you both inspiration and practical insights on how Biocircuit and CCS can support clubs in building a stronger and more scalable business. And from that, and from me, and thanks to you all, thank you again, and have a great day. Okay?
Oh,
Have a good day.
thank you.
Have a
Thank
great
you.
day. Good to see you guys.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.